Turkish army launched a unilateral military campaign inside Syria last August, backing opposition fighters to clean its border from IS militants, as well as Syrian Kurdish militia. Last week, the Turkish army took back the town of Al-Bab, the Islamic State's last stronghold in the northern Syrian province of Aleppo. For more analysis now, I'm joined on the set by France 24's Wassim Nasr. Wassim, first of all, explain to us what's exactly happening on the ground.
Actually, as you said, we saw the Turkish forces advancing in northern Syria in order to oust the jihadis of the Islamic State and as well the Kurdish fighters of the YPG. If we can see the map, we can explain more clearly maybe what happened in the last hours. So here, as we see on the map, we see that above the town of Tadif that we see here, there's the town of Al-Bab. And this town was taken by Turkish forces after 2 months of very heavy fighting with the jihadis. So the jihadis retreated at first to Tadif and then all the way back here. And as you said, the Turks are saying that they're going to attack Manbij here, which is under the control of the Kurdish militias and where the jihadis were also ousted a few months ago. But as we see here on the map, the situation is very, very complicated. The green is the rebel-held areas backed by Turkey. The red is the Syrian army with its militias. The yellow are the Kurdish forces. And the gray is the jihadis. So we see that backing the Syrian regime, we have Russians and Iranians, so Russian aircrafts and Iranian foot soldiers and advisors. Backing the Kurdish militias are U.S. Special Forces and U.S. planes. And so the situation is very complicated, and the interests aren't the same for all these forces present.
Well, let's talk a bit more about those interests. What does each group want exactly?
Actually, what Damascus wants is to cut the way to Raqqa for the Turks, because Damascus doesn't want the Turks to go all through the way to Raqqa. And what happened actually, it's with the Syrian army that the two Kurdish regions were linked together. And today, one of the spokesperson of the Kurdish militias said that it's a good news that the Syrian army took the town of Tadif and made the junction with Kurdish forces, because the roads will be open for travel and for business. That's what he said. So, and we know that Kurdish forces had many agreements with the Syrian regime, even though they fought at some point or another. And on the other hand, true, the Turks will be cut from going all through the way to Raqqa, but in a way, Erdogan will have an alibi not to go all the way through to Raqqa, because what's interested for the Turks today and for Erdogan is to create this safety zone, that they control the rebels in it. They are creating a new administration for this zone, and they're even encouraging Syrian refugees in Turkey to join the zone, because they need people to help them in order to install this safe zone, which will avoid the jihadis from getting to their borders and into Turkey, but also the Kurds from making it also to Turkey.
All right, Wassim, thank you for that. That's Wassim Nasr.